I'm Lance Ulanoff, editor-at-large for TechRadar, and this is our full review for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. It's a bold reimagining of Samsung's flagship foldable smartphone. It is a cleaner design that looks and feels better in the hand. The flexible handset is also more durable thanks to upgrades in the hinge and on the display. Yes, the crease is still there, but it is less noticeable than ever. And that minor nit is worth it for a truly versatile device. Galaxy AI is strong and impressive, though it's still more fun than useful. Photography is good, though mostly due to a software upgrade. Nothing presents a greater hurdle here than price, but you can probably find a deal that lowers that pain threshold significantly. Let's dig into all of the details. Now, $18.99 is a lot to pay for a smartphone, but let's keep in mind this is a two-in-one device. So you're getting what is essentially a sort of ultra slim, width-wise smartphone on the front with a 6.3-inch screen, and you're getting a tablet on the inside. So two-in-one device, and it is comparable with some of the other tablets out there, but it's also a lot more expensive than some others. Again, look for deals. No one should pay the full price for a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So let's talk about the design. This is what I would call a truly attractive redesign. And obviously the crease is less than ever. It is thinner and lighter than ever. It's got quality materials. The body is armor aluminum. The glass here is Gorilla Glass Victus 2. That means it's going to be strong and it's going to hold up to drops and bumps. Oh, and yes, it is rated to be dropped in the water, and a little bit of dust capability, not a lot. I wouldn't take it to the beach unless you have something to protect it, to put around it. But as far as if you happen to be using it and dropped it in the sink, it could be in there for probably 30 minutes without a problem. Now, if you remember the last Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, the Z Fold 5, the screen was a little bit narrower. So now it's even a little bit wider. You get more screen real estate on your main screen here. The total weight has been dropped down, so it's 239 grams, which is honestly not a lot heavier than a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Not only is the body redesigned, but the redesign goes all the way to the camera array. And one of the things that I think about a whole new look of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is that it's just more professional looking. And when you look at the camera design, this was the right direction to go. The whole camera array bump really stays tight around the lenses. And then you have the rings around it, which honestly look very much like real cameras, like old school cameras, but in the best way possible. And let's talk a little bit about the hinge. This is called a dual rail hinge design. It is stronger than ever. It's really well sealed. It's going to hold up to a lot of this opening and closing. And of course, when you do open it, it lays out flat. And that's really important for the main screen to feel more like a tablet. Now, when it comes to durability, obviously we talked about the armored aluminum, we talked about the Gorilla Glass, but I wanted to talk just a little bit about the main screen. Samsung's done something very interesting here. They've used a sort of non-Newtonian fluid capability. What that means is if you've ever played with cornstarch and water, right? You mix them together, makes a really sort of squishy material, but if you squeeze it hard or you slam it down on the ground, it gets hard as a rock, really. It's like stiffens up. So that's the coating that they've put on this display. So it's going to allow it to, it has the flexibility it needs when it needs to move, when it's bending or if you're touching it. But if you were to hit it hard or slam into it or, jam it with a little S Pen for fold, it's going to hold up to that. So it's a neat little piece of engineering, scientific engineering that they did just for this device. Let's dig into the displays. Right, as I mentioned, this is a 6.3-inch cover display, which is wider than the last screen. It is good for video, it's good for web browsing, and typing on the relatively narrow screen, it can be a bit of a challenge. Now, the 7.6-inch flexible main screen here, it's an OLED screen, it's bright, it's fun to use, get to 2600 nits, which means even outside in the sunlight, it still works, you can still see it. The crease, getting better than ever. It's still there. You can still see it. You can still feel it, but it's getting better. This is also a place that you can draw. It's big enough that you can do that. It's also big enough for multitasking, and you can use it in flex mode. So you fold it halfway and then you can view YouTube videos. You can type on the bottom and see what's going on up here. It's just full of versatility. Now the camera array, there are actually a lot of cameras. You've got 3 cameras here, you've got a camera on the cover screen, you've got a camera on the main screen. And they're a nice set of cameras, but they're not on par with the premium lenses that you get with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And honestly, at almost $2,000, I expected more. Now here's what you get. You have a 50 megapixel wide angle camera, very nice, 12 megapixel ultra wide camera with 123 degree field of view, which is great. You have a 10 megapixel 3x optical zoom. I would have liked 5x, didn't get it. There's also the 4 megapixel camera that's inside on the main screen here, which is really just gonna be best for video conferencing situations. And then you've got a 10 megapixel camera that is drilled through here on the cover screen. And that's gonna be great for portrait mode shots. The 3x optical zoom, as I said, is a little disappointing. You can use digital or what they call space zoom to go further, but the quality of those images is usually going to be compromised by over-assisting AI. So what about image quality? What's interesting is that image quality across all cameras is better, but not because they changed all the camera lenses. What they've done is they've done some software upgrades. So Samsung has what's called this Pro Visual Engine, which is basically their image processing pipeline, and it does a better job of making all of your images look better. As I like to say, there's more truth in the images now. You know, you get the real colors you see, although every once in a while you do get the occasional too blue sky. So let's talk about Galaxy AI, because in some ways that's the biggest upgrade and it's baked into this phone. I like that we don't have to wait for it, that it arrives with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and all of the capabilities are ready to use right out of the box. So here's a list of some of what you can do with this phone, with this foldable device, with Galaxy AI. You've got circle to search, you have sketch to image in notes and gallery, you have interpreter, which is listening and conversation mode. You have Note Assist, which includes transcription and of course summarization. You have Chat Assist, which is translation, writing and style changes on like your messages and other writing. I've used all of them and I've actually really enjoyed all of them. I've enjoyed sketch to image in notes and in photos where I actually used it to add photorealistic birds and dogs to my own photos. I mean, they look like they're right there with me. I've used circle to search, which is really easy. You're taking a picture and then you circle what you want and then immediately you get basically a Google search. Now, Chat Assist is nice, but I don't need that kind of help with my writing or text, so I tend to not use those features very much. I can see, though, the value of the interpreter, especially when I'm on the road. When I was in Paris, people are speaking French, or I'm heading out to Berlin, which is, in Germany for IFA, and I am definitely going to use the interpreter, which lets me see on one screen what they're saying, and on the other screen for them, they see what I'm saying in their language. Let's talk about performance. Inside the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is the latest Qualcomm chip. It's the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, wait for it, Galaxy. So it's actually not the exact same chip you get on other Android phones. It's a slightly faster version of this typical chip made just for Samsung. And I did find it fast. It performs so well on a variety of tasks, from basic web browsing to 4K video editing. The exciting thing is that the benchmarks are just looking really good and they're moving into Apple Silicon territory. In the real world, I found that the phone it's up to any task. It really can do just about anything. There is enough headroom here to do all the things that you need to do, including multitasking and console class gaming. I've done a lot of gaming on this thing. I love the big screen for that. Now, the performance is probably helped by the integrated 12 gigabytes of RAM. And I also think that 256 gigabytes is a nice start on storage, though you can go up to 1 terabyte if you're willing to pay $2,259.99 in the US. I'm not really sure who would do that. What about battery life? Now, I found that the split 4,400 milliamp hour battery lasts for between 10 and 11 hours, but your mileage will likely vary based on your own activity. I mean, it's really going to depend on how hard you're pressing the mobile CPU. Wireless and fast charging is of course supported, so you have all of that. And by the way, it ships with a USB-C cable, but not a charger. So what do I think of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6? Let's break it down into its parts. On the design side, this is the best foldable design Samsung has ever produced. It's sharp and pro-looking at every level. On the display side, the wider cover display and noticeably improved main screen prove a formidable combo. What about performance? So inside is the best Qualcomm has to offer, with a little bit more that shows in the benchmarks and in day-to-day performance. What about the cameras? Well, it's still a good camera array, but Samsung could have done more for its flagship foldable, and I hope they will next time. Software, got Galaxy AI on board. Good blend of Android 14, foldable-friendly utility, and of course Samsung's One UI. What about value? Yes, more expensive than ever, but there's no denying it's a 2-for-1 mobile device that's stuffed with power, fun, utility, and of course AI. This is such a good, fun, and useful 2-in-1 device, but I worry that the higher price might prevent some people from adopting it. As I always say, search for deals, and it might not come out much more expensive than some of your best flagship devices.